कश्मीरी कशिर, एहसास कश्मीर का।
Hello and welcome to Kashmir Now. I'm your host Shreyasa Vijay. Let's take a look at some stories of this week's episode. Kashmiris in POK and other parts of the world observed 22nd October as Black Day against Pakistan's illegal occupation. Protests demanding release of political prisoners in illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan gain momentum. Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam town hosts Autumn Festival to revive the pandemic-hit tourism industry. The 21-year-old girl from Pulwama carrying forward the legacy of calligraphy art. And later, we'll take you to witness the colourful celebrations of Navratri festival in a special edition of Incredible India. Kashmiris across the world observed the Black Day on 22nd October. They shouted anti-Pakistan slogans while demanding freedom from its clutches. Pakistan has misruled the region for more than 73 years and has now ramped up its exploitative designs in collusion with China to further plunder it. It has used brute forces to muzzle the voice of demand and dissent and is now working overtime to change the demography of the region so that it has free run with the projects it wants to install in the region. We bring you a report.
Observing 22nd October as Black Day, people in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir took to streets and carried out a march against the occupier Pakistan. Carrying floats demanding freedom from the clutches of Islamabad, they sloganeered against the political masters of the country, who they accused of plunder and exploitation. It was on this day in 1947 when Pakistan's tribal militia attacked the region and gained control over its resources and affairs. Fearing his and his people's lives, the ruler of the then princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, Hari Singh, signed the instrument of accession with New Delhi on 26 October 1947, subsuming his entire territory into the sovereign nation of India. But Pakistan never vacated the place and has been illegally occupying thousands of kilometers of territory even today. Recently, at a webinar, the prominent leaders from Kashmir highlighted how Pakistan has for long tried to hide its culpability in the 1947 invasion by portraying it as a spontaneous attack by the tribals.
22 पश्तून ट्राइब कश्मीर की 22 अक्टूबर की इन्वेजन में शामिल थे और इनकी रिक्रूटमेंट डिप्टी कमिश्नर्स और पॉलिटिकल एजेंट्स जो उस वक्त के नॉर्थ वेस्ट फ्रंटियर प्रोविंस के थे उनके जेरे इंतजाम थी। सरदार शौकत हयात खान तो ही वाज द बेसिक पर्सन जिसने ये प्लान किया, फाइनेंस किया, बहुत ही प्रोमिनेंट इसमें ये थे। और ये अपनी किताब में द नेशन दैट लॉस्ट इट्स सोल पेज नंबर 278 पे ये लिखते हैं, ये एक्नॉलेज करते हैं कि ये सुपरवाइजर थे कश्मीर ऑपरेशन की इन्वेजन के। और ये आगे ये भी लिखते हैं, ये कहते हैं कि मैं कश्मीर नहीं गया क्योंकि हमने इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे ये एक आइडिया बरकरार रखना चाहते थे कि ये सिर्फ ट्राइबल्स इन्वॉल्व्ड है और इसमें कोई पाकिस्तानी ऑफिशियल या पाकिस्तानी आर्मी का आदमी इन्वॉल्व नहीं है। ये भी कहते हैं कि उस वक्त के फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर गुलाम मोहम्मद साहब ने 3 लाख रुपया उस वक्त का इस ऑपरेशन के लिए दिया था। ये मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं, ये सरदार शौकत हयात खान साहब जो मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना साहब के बहुत ही क्लोज थे, मुस्लिम लीग के एक बहुत बड़े लीडर थे, अपनी किताब में खुद लिखते हैं
The anti-Pakistan anger is not just limited to the confines of Pakistan-controlled territories, but it has been simmering amongst Kashmiris living around the globe. From Washington to Tokyo to Malaysia to Nepal, a number of Kashmiri activists and their supporters observed the Black Day. They also highlighted the state-sponsored atrocities being committed by Pakistan in the region. Pakistan, they said, has been employing excessive force to muzzle the voice of demand and dissent. The press is censored so that the world doesn't get to know the reality. They also said that Islamabad has been working overtime to peddle lies on Kashmiri history, to change present narrative and to bring a favorable change in future through demographic alteration. However, Kashmiris are not buying any of its tricks and have called out its dubious designs both at home and at international platforms. They say that they will never accept Pakistan as their parent or home state and will continue their struggle until they ensure freedom from them.
हम ये वादा कर देना चाहते हैं कि हम किसी सूबे को, किसी साजिश को, किसी मजदूर और कलाकारी बजारों पर तफरीक को नहीं मानते और हम रियासत जम्मू कश्मीर की आज़ादी, खुद मुख्तारी और वहदत की बहाली के लिए जदोजहद करने का ऐलान करते हैं और हम ये वादा करते हैं कि पाकिस्तान कश्मीर को पर कब्जा करने का ख्वाब देखना छोड़ दे।
Pakistani Prime Minister makes tall claims of working tirelessly for the welfare of Kashmiris. United Nations and other rights groups, however, have termed its actions as human rights violations. Army generals who hold greater sway in the country's politics are the de facto administrators of the region. They have had no regards for the democratic functioning and have accorded a second-class citizen treatment to the people. Kashmiris in illegally occupied POK do not enjoy rights at par with the people of Pakistan. Demands receive brute backlash. In such a situation, it is really difficult to not say that Kashmiris in Pakistan do not have just one Black Day, but their entire life seems to have been darkened and defeated.
हम क्या चाहते हैं? हम क्या चाहते हैं? हम लेके रहेंगे, हम लेके रहेंगे। है हक हमारा, है हक हमारा।
Moving on, massive anti-establishment protests have gained momentum in the illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan. People are demanding the release of Baba Jan and other renowned political activists and leaders who they say have been falsely implicated and sentenced to rigorous imprisonment. They accuse Pakistan of systematically exploiting the region of its resources and sharing no dividends with them. Any resistance, they say, meets brutal government reprisal, with activists and leaders hounded, arrested and tortured.
A wave of anger has swept towns and villages across the illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan after the administration launched a crackdown against activists, dissenters and everybody who hasn't fallen in line with the arbitrary orders of the government. Even the remote villages and far-flung corners of the region have joined in the movement that demands the release of political prisoners who are serving illegal sentences. Protesters say that their protests have grown huge in size but have generated a little ripple effect because of the biased coverage by Pakistani media. They say their protests are indefinite in nature this time and they will not give in to any administrative persuasion or coercion. They just want their fellow citizens to be released.
मैं ये बताना चाहता हूं कि आज का जो दौर है, जो आप लोग समझते हो कि हम डंडे के जरिए से, जुल्म के जरिए से, जबर के जरिए से हम इनको दबाएं, ये ऐसा मुमकिन नहीं है। आज 21वीं दौर है, जब गिलगित बल्तिस्तान के अंदर कोई इशू आता है, कोई मजहबी सेक्टेरियन कोई वायलेंस होती है, तो अखबारात के अंदर और पाकिस्तान का जो मीडिया है वो उछालता है, लेकिन जो इलाके के हवाले से जो हमारे लोग जद्दोजहद करते हैं, एहतजाजात करते हैं, इसका कोई कवरेज नहीं दिया जाता है।
Locals have also threatened the authorities with intensification of protests if their demands were not met immediately. They called out Pakistani government for being ghoulish in their attitude while dealing with the people of this illegally occupied region. They say they are subjected to atrocities on the whims of Islamabad, as lawfully the region is not even a part of them.
हम पाकिस्तान के आईनी हिस्सा नहीं है, हम उनका बाकायदा हिस्सा नहीं है, और आप जानते हैं कि हमारे ऊपर पाकिस्तान का आईन बलाएलास इतलाक नहीं करता। जो हमारे असीरान जिनको पिछले 10 सालों से मुक़य्यद कर रखा हुआ है, उसके पीछे कोई लॉजिक मौजूद नहीं है, उसके पीछे कोई कानून मौजूद नहीं है, उनके ऊपर कोई कानूनी सजा बन ही नहीं सकती। जबकि हम आपके आईनी दायरे कार में नहीं आते हैं, तो हम आपके कानूनी सजाओं में कैसे आ सकते हैं? जब हमारे मुतालबात होते हैं, हम अपने बुनियादी मफादात की बात करते हैं, तो हम पाकिस्तान के आईन से बाहर होते हैं, तो हमारे मुतालबात नहीं सुने जाते हैं। जब हमसे कोई गलती कोताही होती है, तो आपके जो आईनी सजा है वो पूरे कुव्वत के साथ हमारे ऊपर मुसल्लत होते हैं, और हमें इंतहाई नाजायज अंदाज से सजाएं दी जाती हैं, जिनका कोई कानूनी आईनी हैसियत नहीं है। हम मुतालबा करते हैं कि बाबाजान समेत तमाम सियासी असूरों को गैर मशरूत तौर पर रिहा किया जाए।
Protesters say an intensified movement was the only way to ensure release of their fellow citizens. They have asked the authorities to release all of them before scheduled elections of 15th November in Gilgit-Baltistan. Pakistan has for decades been plundering the illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan of its resources. The locals on the other side, who have a prerogative over the land, are reeling under abject poverty as they receive zero in dividends. And demanding rights is an unwritten crime in Gilgit-Baltistan. Anybody who has dared to raise his voice against this discrimination has been subjected to intimidation, arrest, torture and imprisonment.
Next, we move to Jammu and Kashmir, which is truly a year-round travel destination. All its seasons, be it summer or winter, have an allure that attract travelers from all over India and abroad. Right now, the autumn season with its jaw-dropping sceneries is in full bloom in the Union Territory. Adding more charm to this beautiful season, along with giving a push to tourism industry, an autumn festival was recently organized in Pahalgam town of Anantnag.
Known as paradise on earth, the land of Jammu and Kashmir has lush green valleys, sparkling waters and sky-high mountains. From the yellow spring season to the golden autumn and snow-clad winters, all weathers in this region are a treat to the human eye, making the territory a popular tourist magnet. Though every year the region witnesses a huge footfall of tourists, but this year, amid the pandemic, tourism industry is badly hit. But now with the things getting back to normal, the authorities are again set to revive it. The Autumn Festival, organized in Pahalgam town of Anantnag, is one such initiative in this direction.
हमारी कोशिश है कि जो यहाँ टूरिज़म का रिवाइवल है बहुत ज़रूरी है, हमारी इकानमी का डेवलपमेंट बहुत ज़रूरी इस पर मुनहसर है। इसके साथ साथ 25 से 30% लोग कश्मीर के हैं, जम्मू कश्मीर के हैं, जो इस टूरिज़म के साथ वाबस्ता है। आपको पता है पिछले तकरीबन 6 महीने से तो पूरा ठप ही पड़ा था बिकॉज ऑफ कोविड, लेकिन अब हमने छोड़ दिया है। टूरिज़म का रिवाइवल के लिए हर उद्यम कोशिश की जा रही है।
The two-day festival was organized by the Jammu and Kashmir Tourism Department in association with several other organizations and the district administration Anantnag. The festival included an exhibition of village crafts drawn from the adjoining village tapestry of cottage craft and handicrafts, cuisine, fruits and other components of the village economy. About 20 stalls were set up at the Pahalgam Club by various departments like horticulture, agriculture, handicrafts, handlooms, tourism, fisheries, Jawahar Institute of Mountaineering and local social enterprises.
पहलगाम फेस्टिवल यहाँ चालू हुआ, ये हमारे लिए बहुत खुशकिस्मती है क्योंकि हम टूरिस्ट चाहते हैं। यहाँ टूरिस्ट को हम अपील करते हैं कि वो यहाँ आए, हमारा पहलगाम देखे। हम पूरा 1 साल से बैठे हुए हैं यहाँ क्योंकि कोविड-19 चल रहा था यहाँ। अब हम आप साहिबान से गुजारिश कर रहे हैं कि आप आइए, हमारा खूबसूरत जो जगह है पहलगाम वो यहाँ देखिए।
A special 3-hour cultural program presented by the local singers, actors and artists was also held. It featured dance performances, skits and musical renditions that highlighted the culture and art forms of Kashmir. The festival attempted to bring people out of the boredom that they have faced during the nationwide lockdown.
आप जानते हैं कि लोग कब से घरों में बंद हैं और कोई एंटरटेनमेंट नहीं है, डिप्रेशन का शिकार हो गए हैं लोग। तो मुझे लगता है ये उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा स्टेप लिया है कि जिससे लोगों का डिप्रेशन भी दूर हो जाएगा और थोड़ी सी तफरी भी हो जाएगी और हमारे जो टूरिज्म स्पॉट्स हैं इनको भी बढ़ावा मिलेगा।
Meanwhile, a golf tournament was also organized at Pahalgam Golf Course as a part of the autumn festival to attract golfers to the Kashmir Valley. Local golf players, along with some government officials, participated in this tournament, whose main motive was to send an invitation and message to people across the country that Kashmir is now open for tourism. Participants hailed this step by the UT administration as it will help to revive the golf tourism in Kashmir.
ये बहुत ही अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है। During this COVID crisis, we should make some activities. इससे एक तो हमारा इम्यूनिटी भी बढ़ जाएगी और प्लस एक बहुत दिनों के बाद घरों से बाहर आना, फिर इन एक्टिविटीज़ में हिस्सा लेना, तो it's very good step towards the promotion of tourism as well as a good message for people to get involved in the activities.
The tourism industry of Jammu and Kashmir that has presently taken a back seat due to the lockdown imposed amid the pandemic will definitely get a major boost through such initiatives, further helping to create more employment opportunities.
Be it dance, sports, music or academics, the youth of Jammu and Kashmir has shown its mettle in almost every field. The youngsters here have even managed to grab limelight for their efforts towards giving a new lease of life to the dying art forms. The latest one to join this list is a young girl from Pulwama district who has already won hearts with her fascinating calligraphy artworks.
The drawing pens of calligraphy are all set for a fresh start with the young Kashmiri girl Rani Misakun Nabi breathing new life into this centuries-old art. Hailing from the Tral town of Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwama district, the 21-year-old Nabi is a self-taught calligrapher. She began practicing this art at a very young age, watching her talented father, who apart from being a teacher, was an excellent calligrapher and a paper mache artist as well. Nabi says that after the death of her father, she started to explore his works more, and this is when she felt an urge to stand up to his legacy.
मेरे फादर जो हैं वो खुद एक कैलीग्राफी करते थे, पेपर मैशी करते थे, तो उस वजह से जो है मुझे उनकी वर्क बहुत अच्छी लगी और मैंने सोचा मैं क्यों ना उनका काम आगे बढ़ाऊं और मैंने भी कैलीग्राफी स्टार्ट की।
Apart from doing calligraphy, painting and crafting, Misakun Nabi is also pursuing bachelor's in Unani medicine and surgery. She has maintained her timetable in such a way that she is able to pay equal attention to both of them. Slowly, when her artwork started hogging limelight, she started receiving orders with many people requesting her to make customized artworks for them.
आजकल की जनरेशन जो है इसमें इंटरेस्ट दिखा रही है, तो इस वजह से जो पुराना आर्ट है वो हमारा आज भी चला जा रहा है। तो और हर एक इंसान जो है हैंडमेड में ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट दिखा रहा है और इसी वजह से मुझे लग रहा है ये बहुत अच्छी बात है कि अगर हर कोई हैंडमेड में इंटरेस्ट दिखाएगा तो हमारा जो ये है पुराना आर्ट ये आगे जा सकता है बहुत। मैंने कैलीग्राफी में बहुत कुछ किया है। मुझे लॉकडाउन के दिनों ही बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम मिला क्योंकि यहाँ से मैं मेडिकल स्ट्रीम में हूँ, तो टाइम मैनेज करना पड़ रहा है बहुत ज़्यादा।
Thankful to her family, Nabi says that she wouldn't have been able to achieve this much if they hadn't supported her. She even urged the Kashmiri girls to come forward and showcase their skills to the world and even asked their parents to act as their backbone.
हमने भी जब देखा तो काफ़ी अच्छा लगा इनकी ड्राइंग्स देख के, इनकी कैलीग्राफी देख के। फिर अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह फैमिली का अच्छा सपोर्ट रहा, लोगों का भी अच्छा सपोर्ट रहा, काफ़ी ज़्यादा ऑर्डर्स मिल रहे हैं इनको, तो इनको खुशी मिलती है तो हमें भी खुशी मिलती है कि कुछ लाइफ में कुछ कर रही है।
The way Nabi is honing her calligraphic skills along with pursuing her academics is truly inspirational. She has never shied away in pushing her artistic boundaries and performing more challenging tasks like practicing calligraphy on paper mache, which doesn't even have regular surface or curvature.
Today in our section of Incredible India, we'll take you to get immersed in this year's Navratri celebrations. Observed in the bright half of the Hindu calendar month Ashwin, which typically falls in the Gregorian months of September and October, Navratri is one of the most revered festivals in Hinduism. Though observed for different reasons and celebrated differently across various parts of the country, the core reason behind the celebration remains the same. That is, the victory of good over evil.
People across the country got soaked in a number of festivities as the Navratri festival kicked off. The Hindu festival, which spans up to 9 nights and 10 days, is celebrated differently in various parts of the Indian cultural sphere. The northern and western belt leads to the enactment of a beautiful dramatic folk play Ram Leela that celebrates the victory of Lord Ram over the demon king Ravan. This year, due to the pandemic, Ram Leela was streamed online at several places so as to avoid the crowd. Meanwhile, in the eastern and northeastern states, people set up beautifully decorated pandals, which are temporary structure erected on land for Durga Puja celebrations observed on the last 5 days of Navratri. This year, migrant-themed pandal set up in Kolkata, city of West Bengal, was hogging limelight for its unique depiction of the plight of migrants during lockdown.
A lot of pains they have faced, so yet they have came back to their home, they have come back to their mother, they have come back to their family, but yet they are facing a lot of problem. So I have made this theme, this about migrant labor, to put in the eyes of a public that we have to stand with them yet now.
Much enthusiasm was witnessed in the capital city, New Delhi, where devotees dressed up in crisp new clothes throng the beautifully decorated temples to make their offering to the goddess and pray for the well-being of their loved ones. At the Vaishno Devi shrine in Jammu and Kashmir's Katra town, only a mild rush of pilgrims was seen due to COVID-19. They offered prayers and sang hymns in the praise of the goddess.
कोरोना का अरेंजमेंट है, मतलब डिस्टेंस मेंटेन्ड है और इतना क्राउड नहीं था. मोरोवर यू कैन काउंट पीपल.
Meanwhile, in Coimbatore city of Tamil Nadu, Golu marked the Navratri festivities. It is basically a festive display of dolls and figurines in South India, typically made by rural artisans from clay and local materials, then brightly painted. These lifelike dolls depict episodes from the lives of Lord Ganesha, Krishna, Rama and many more. Though every year thousands of artisans participate in the exhibition to showcase their work, however, this time amid the pandemic, the exhibition remained a low-key affair.
Compared to the last year, this year the artisans flows are very less. Last year there was nearly 20 artisans. This year there were only 15 artisans who have participated in the exhibition. This year in Kolu, we have paper mache dolls, and we have matchstick based toys, and Etikup toys, Varanasi toys, and other crafts, and we have mixed here with models. There are certain types of models here. This year we have highlighted the Ramar Koil temple is the highlighted temple model in this year.
In other parts of the country too, the festival was marked with fasting, feasting, prayers and several other celebrations. The festival holds immense importance in Hinduism and is believed that during this time, Goddess Durga descends on earth to get rid of demons and blesses her children with happiness and prosperity.
So, that's all we have for you in this week's episode. Till we see you next week, it's goodbye from the entire production team.
आप देख रहे हैं डीडी कशिर, एहसास कश्मीर का।